Welcome to the PC Dictation YouTube channel. Today we're going to be talking about the SpeechLive product that was just released in the last few days. If you're an existing customer, you've probably been hearing a little bit about this through some pop-ups that might be coming through, or maybe through some email. If you're a new customer looking at the cloud-based options, then hopefully we're going to explain fairly briefly how this all works. So some basic concepts to get over first. The SpeechLive folder structure is found at the top here. So you've got archive, finished and suspended work here. So comparing that to the traditional structure, very much the same concept. You've got your local network here, your finished dictation files where all the files have been downloaded to, local and suspended. So very much the same structure, but just the way it is, where the files are physically stored now. So looking at the old style, you would have downloaded from the recorder down to a network drive or a local drive, and then either the typist would receive it through the network, or you would have emailed it to your secretary. And they could have been local, or they could have been a long distance away, and that's why you're using email. With the SpeechLive or the cloud-based idea, it's now a much easier way of moving your files around, distributing them not only for your local typist, but also for your typist that's sitting externally from the office. In that case, if it is a case of both, you've got 2 or 3 typists, and they are a mixture of in-house and external, then probably using SpeechLive exclusively would be the way to go. So you're not kind of accidentally putting work on your local drive and excluding your typists who are outside of the office. So we'll give you an example of using a digital recorder. I've got a DPM 8000 here. I'm just going to put a couple of seconds down and see how, what kind of questions it asks. I've got it set up to ask me, where do I want to put this file? Do I want to send it to the local network? So I could select finished dictation, but in this case I actually want to send it to the finished SpeechLive folder. So I'll click OK and download. You can have it set up to automatically send wherever you like, or ask you every time. Over here we've got this in progress bar telling me that it's now available for my typist, wherever they may be, and you can see that it's one file sitting in the finished dictation folder. Now you can see above there the archive folder. The advantage of the SpeechLive, it actually gives you an archive folder, whereas before that was a little bit sort of trickier to organise. You can actually see the files that the typist has completed. So if there is any need to sort of actually go back and listen to it, or access it for whatever reason, it's actually easier through the SpeechLive than the traditional sort of local network options in the past. It wasn't impossible, but just required a bit more IT involvement. So that's the dictation side in a nutshell. As you know, the product can be sent, audio can be sent from an iPhone or even a speech mic. So keep in mind you've got 3 ways of sending work. Speech mics, which is a USB tethered microphone, an iPhone application, or Android, any smartphone device, or your portable recorder. They all can be used. All 3 of them can be part of the SpeechLive product. You're not restricted really by using one over the other. So I've just uploaded an iPhone app. As you can see there, they come through as a .wav file, and it's pretty quick. I mean, if I'd waited a bit longer, I didn't have to refresh it every, I think, minute or 5 minutes. It refreshes itself. So that's the dictate side of things pretty quickly. I'll exit out of that program and open up the transcribe application. And as soon as the typist logs in, it will refresh the screen. It will take a few seconds to do that because I've sent some new work. And so initially it will kind of sit there and check the internet. You can see over there it was red for a moment, and that just tells you whether it's online or offline. Obviously red isn't a good colour. If it's, if you're trying to work, that'll be offline. So the typist, if the typist has got more than one author, they'll see each finished folder of that author. They can just click on the to-do folder to see all work that's coming in, or if they are, the example here, John Brown, he hasn't done any work, whereas PCD author has sent 2 files, which I've just sent through on my iPhone and through my DPM. So if we were to start one of these files, it will download the audio. So it hasn't already downloaded any audio, so when the typist logs in, it's purely just looking at what jobs are available. Not until they actually double click on it is the audio actually downloaded. And if you've never seen this product before, this little audio bar can be put wherever. You can obviously then just type away, and that sort of always sits over the top, so as that moves along you can sort of see where you are in the scheme of things. So once they complete that file, it will go into the archive folder, which is over here under that particular author's ID. So they can sort of, each day that you're archiving, you'll see a list of files there. Now, I guess it's a pretty reasonable question. I've been using the existing program for some time. How do I then move, if I've got a file that's sitting here, but I want to move it to my local network for whatever reason? There's 1,000 reasons why. It's simple as moving it, dragging across into the local work. So that's your local work. That's in your network drive. Some of your typists might be using SpeechLive because they're a part-time typist living, in the UK. Your business is in Australia, and you just sort of move files into the SpeechLive folder when needs be. You can sort of collect a few of them and send them over to the folder. Let's see, we pop them in the PCD author folder because that's who originally created the file. You can see them going up, and they're back in this one here. Another thing you can obviously use is your voice to text side of things. So if you wish to, you can initiate that speech recognition to queue. I don't think I've got a license on this one, but if we had, actually we should have, we can have them processed through the Dragon program, as you can see, like that. It'll put itself into the queue, and away it goes. That one probably will get rejected because the user profile is not the correct one, but it's all there to be to easily work with you. It is the same. It works the same way if you come from using versions 5, 6, 7, and 8. Nothing's much changed. You're just adding another level of folder structure. But I can see a number of customers that actually might just move into the SpeechLive area to eliminate the need to email their work, because it's a little bit more direct, and you can actually sort of see the file once it's in email. You don't get that exact sort of time when the typist picks it up and finishes it. So there's some big advantages using SpeechLive in that kind of way. So hopefully that gives you a good idea of how the product works. If you've got any questions, please let us know through support@pcdictation.com.au or give us a call. We're more than happy to answer any of your questions and take your calls. Thanks for listening and watching, and we'll talk to you soon, I hope. Thanks, bye.